Thinking about prayer again today, often in my Christian life, I've been quite intimidated in the past by people that were great prayers, praying Hyde, read all the books by E.M. Bounds on prayer, and there are different people that seem to have a special period of time or calling to be able to pray. And I've often felt intimidated by them, thinking that somehow I've got to be exactly the same as them. And whilst it's an encouragement and a challenge, it can sometimes be discouraging to think, I'm never going to be able to do it. Especially when we know, as in the Bible, it says in several places, but I'm just going to read Psalm 105, search the Lord and for his strength and seek his face always. And sometimes it's the word always that makes us sort of feel like, I'll never be able to do that. I can pray continually, pray always, to always be in the Spirit by every prayer and by every supplication. And sometimes the battle is won and lost in the mind as to whether we're going to spend even some time in prayer, because we think if we can't be like some of those other people that seem to have those hours of prayer or special times to pray, then what's the point? But it's all about building relationship. And if in our day-to-day relationships, even if we're only able to spend a little time building that relationship, it's always worth it. And then often there are times in any relationship where you can have extended and special and precious, almost unending time, and that can be such a joy and such an excitement in your relationship. So prayer is very much a relationship between you and God. It's your act of dependency upon God to do the life. And if we don't pray, what we're really showing is that we are independent. We think that we can do life without that dependent relationship upon God. So I want you to think today that not to be independent from God, but to cultivate a, a time when you're saying, actually, I don't want to do life without God. I want him and need him to be involved in every part of it. And the only way to develop and encourage that is to pray.